Today, the former Dallas police officer charged with murder in the shooting death of her neighbor. She says she entered his apartment mistaking it for her own. And today, a high-stakes move for her defense. Amber Guyger taking the stand herself, tearfully saying she wishes her neighbor was the one with the gun, and then describing her attempt to keep him alive. Prosecutors, though, then pounced. ABC's Marcus Moore in Dallas again tonight.
Ex-Dallas police officer Amber Guyger weeping on the stand, expressing remorse for killing her neighbor, at some points breaking down.
I ask God for forgiveness, and I hate myself every single day. I feel like I don't deserve a chance to be with my family and friends. I wish he was the one with the gun that killed me.
Dramatic body camera video showed the chaotic moments after Guyger mistakenly entered the wrong home thinking it was hers, then fatally shooting 26-year-old Botham-Jean.
I was scared he was going to kill me.
In today's testimony, she demonstrated what happened that night.
I have my gun pointed, and I'm saying, "Let me see your hands, let me see your hands."
She then described the moments after the shooting, insisting she tried to keep Jean alive.
I'm rubbing his chest, just trying to keep him there.
Under cross-examination, the prosecutor pouncing, saying she didn't do enough.
Did you properly perform CPR on Mr. Jean?
No, I did not.
And you could have, right?
I tried to do a little CPR.
Then questioning her use of deadly force.
You chose to pull your gun, to level it off and shoot at Mr. Jean.
I did do that.
That was your choice.
It was my choice.
Guyger was also forced to admit that just 2 days after the fatal shooting, she was texting her married partner with whom she was having an affair.
So as this family is thinking about having to bury their son and their brother, 2 days after the event, you are already going back to talking about getting drunk and doing sexual things with Martin Rivera.
Yes, I did.
And David, testimony just wrapped up here a short time ago. The defense wants to call at least one more expert witness, and the testimony will resume tomorrow morning, and that jury will be sequestered through the weekend. David.
All right, Marcus, thank you.
I'm sure many of you remember that case. That was the case of Amber Guyger, the former police officer of Dallas, Texas, who shot and killed St. Lucian Botham-Jean in 2018. Well, she has just been denied parole and will not be eligible for parole in 2026. This was one of the strangest cases that I had heard of. They lived in an area that was called Southside there in Dallas, and they stayed in these apartment buildings. And she actually entered the wrong apartment, and she said that she thought that the apartment that she entered was hers. So many questions as to how she got inside. There was things about this case that still today that is an anomaly to me, and I still don't understand. But once she was in, according to her testimony, she said that she told Botham-Jean not once but twice to let me see your hands. During that transaction, it was hard for me to understand that it never came to you that you were in the wrong apartment. Now, what makes this even more strange is that from my understanding that the apartment that she was in, which was Botham-Jean, was not even on the same floor as her apartment. This was a guy who was at home minding his business, laying on his couch watching TV while eating ice cream. And then comes Amber Guyger. What she was doing at the particular time, we don't know, because as we can see through her testimony, she had a lot of morality issues. 2 days after she killed Botham-Jean, she was already texting her lover, which was a married man whom she was having an affair with, talking about getting drunk and having sexual activities with him. So that goes to show you the type of remorse that she had of what it is that she did. So those tears that she was having during the trial, talking about, I hate myself every single day. And it struck me odd that she said, I wish that he was the one that had the gun and he had killed me. How would that have worked out for Botham-Jean? Now, I'm looking at that probably would have been a capital murder case. So now I can guarantee you that he would have received more than 10 years. Botham-Jean, if he had had the gun, walked in the wrong apartment, on or off duty of a Dallas police officer, he's looking at capital murder, which holds nothing less than life imprisonment or death by lethal injection in Dallas, Texas. Guyger, she was sentenced to 10 years in prison after this highly publicized trial, and she was eligible just last month after serving half of her sentence. And thankfully, she was denied. Now, there was a petition that was created on change.org on September the 8th by Jean's loved ones to deny Guyger the opportunity of early release. And it says, we, the undersigned, respectfully request that the parole of the request of Amber Guyger, convicted of murder of Botham-Jean, be denied. Botham-Jean, a 26-year-old accountant, was tragically shot and killed by Amber Guyger. This incident has deeply affected our community and highlighted significant issues within our justice system. A note at the bottom of the petition read, adding that the sentence was intended to serve a measure of justice for Botham-Jean and his family, and as a statement that such actions will not be tolerated. I must admit that I was shocked that they actually gave her 10 years. And I cannot lie that I was actually shocked again when they denied her of parole, when they set her off. She's going to come up again in another 2 years, and I honestly believe that she needs to be set off again. It's amazing that you would have to have family members to write letters like this to help persuade the parole office, but she needs to do the entire 10. I don't think that 10 years was enough for the life of this young man who was in the comfort of his own home, minding his business, watching TV, and eating ice cream. What was going on with you at that particular time, Amber Guyger, that you got off the elevator on the wrong floor and entered the wrong apartment and not realizing that you were in the wrong apartment? No pictures of people that you know on the wall. Furniture, I'm sure, does not look like yours. And you see a guy sitting on a couch eating ice cream, and you thought that he was going to kill you. You deserve way more than 10 years. And for you to do anything less than the 10 that they gave you would simply be criminal. Do the entire 10 that you were sentenced. This is Shia Yeshua. You guys get at me. You let me know what you think about this. This was the case of Amber Guyger and Botham-Jean. I'm sure a couple of years from now, we'll revisit this again. And hopefully it would be with the same results. Set off, denied report. Till next time.